run between 4th and 6th Streets in downtown Minneapolis. We welcome you inside spacious U.S. Bank Stadium. Today, we've got a Week 6 matchup for you here between the Chicago Bears and the Minnesota Vikings. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. Velus Jones now from his end zone. And not a good return here at all as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line.
For most people, the excitement of a kickoff return is to see a long one that goes back in the opposite direction. But for the guys covering it, it's being able to stop them deep in their own territory. How about that incredible form tackle right there? Shoulder in the ball carrier, and down he goes.
They'll start the drive with Elliott. And right away, they're going to stack him up right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now. One play action. Fields. He's going to look deep for more. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked up by Lewis.
Well, they certainly took a shot to open this game. I know it backfired with the interception, but no lack of bravado from that sideline at all. And look, they told us before the ball game, they wanted to be a little more dangerous on offense. They wanted to take a few more chances. That opening pass certainly set a tone. Maybe a turnover, but I don't think it'll stop them from trying again the rest of this game.
Andrew Van Ginkel there on the stop. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance, they're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. And the slot man goes in motion left. 3rd and short yardage. Cousins finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll be touched down here, but not before he does pick up the first. A big play there on the catch and run. 47 yards.
He was not the primary target. They expected to get the ball downfield. Instead, checked it down. An old coach of mine used to say to us all the time, when they check it down, that should end the down. In this case, though, he foiled that in a big way and turned it into a big play.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
From the 5, 2nd and 4. Play fake. Cousins. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. And he's brought down short. 2 yards there, needed 4.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Now Cousins on 4th down. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Josh Oliver, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Vikings use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Extra point right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. return is Jones from the end zone. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14.
For most people, the excitement of a kickoff return is to see a long one that goes back in the opposite direction. But for the guys covering it, is being able to stop them deep in their own territory. How about that incredible form tackle right there? Shouldering the ball carrier, and down he goes.
Looking downfield for Jones. And that's caught inside the 35. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. Sometimes you just got to marvel at how these guys can throw the football. He gave that everything he had, and it was right on the money. So how about this for a change in field position? From inside the 10, here's first down on the other side of the field. Inside give to Elliott. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. A shotgun snap, Fields. That is caught inside the 5. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. That one goes for 30 yards. Well, make that now 2 completions for him on this drive, and these aren't ordinary completions. They're big ones.
Yeah, these are the types that make a secondary talk to each other, and not in a good way. Oftentimes pointing fingers. Hey, who's got him? Someone cover it. That type of indecision can open up to even more big plays.
Elliott will score. Touchdown, Chicago. Well, he finishes off the drive with a touchdown run, Charles. Remember, he also had a catch on this drive as well.
And that's what running backs want to be in today's NFL, a complete back. 3 down, stay on the field, run it, and catch it. And he gets it done.
Santos with the extra point, and we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And Rager will not return it, so it'll come out to the 25 on the touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having almost a physical reaction watching what's happening right now, but let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
And because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch. Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. So on 4th down, Ryan Wright on to punt for Minnesota. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it'll be 1st and 10 Bears from deep in their own territory. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Well, certainly they'd rather have the scenario they had last time out, Charles. Remember, they had the short field. They took it in the end zone. Now this is going to have to be a longer, more sustained drive if they want to get points.
Yeah, a little bit more of a quick strike opportunity last time by where they were on the field, and you're exactly right about that. But now, backed up a little bit. What's that old expression we love to use? Time to matriculate the ball down the field and try and do it again.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Now it's Fields. He's going to look deep for more. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Almost
almost feels like anything you can do, we're going to try and match or do better. We've already seen one touchdown pass from the opposition. They tried to equal it on that throw.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. To throw is Fields. This is Chase Claypool on the receiving end. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That one good for 24 yards.
And as a quarterback, you always want to exploit gaps in the defense, and he finds one here. Crossing route, working from right to left across the field. And once you get defenders going...
A first down carry by Elliott. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down. Good job there keeping him to a short gain. Of course, he's coming off a really terrific performance, reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
And I know people get caught up in, well, if you're the reigning Defensive Player of the Week, you must have made a bunch of spectacular plays. Like you mixed in a few of those, but most of the plays are just like we saw there. Keep them to short gains, make the fundamental tackle.
And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. Throwing on 3rd down, Fields. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There's pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
Here comes Rager. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And the Vikings will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
Meanwhile, the throw here is complete. His first catch, good for 8 and a first down. The Vikings in a very solid 4-1 here in the early part of the year. And they've come in on a nice run of recent form, 4 wins out of 5.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Off the play fake, Cousins under a heavy rush, and down he goes. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd. Another try after the first down sack. Cousins, and pressure coming, and they got him once again. He'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's 3rd down.
Well, if an offense is going to throw the ball in this part of the field, any pass rusher will tell you that's his favorite part. Gets a chance to get after the quarterback. It's almost like a reverse red zone. They can create points using their defense, and this time they take their man down.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
2 things you can do in that situation: run and punt the football, or try and take your shot at getting the first down. They chose the latter, but they'll have to punt all the same.
The punt team on now is from their end zone. They get it away. Yeah, that'll cross midfield here, not by much. Out of bounds just on the other side of the 50. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
To try again after the sack, Fields. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
And this drive is almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on first down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
Third and long. It's Fields. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And that will be incomplete. They weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down. On fourth down, punt coming from Braden Mann. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
To this point, I've been impressed with the work defensively. They have not allowed a lot of receivers to run free. And there's another example, another incompletion.
On third down, Cousins. Open man, it's Rager. He's got it. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a first down.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Cousins. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. This is caught inside the 15. And he will finally be taken out of bounds. A big play there for Minnesota. 63 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. Cousins on the keeper. And no signal, but I don't think he got the surge behind center. No, he's going to be kept out of the end zone. On 2nd and goal, Cousins. They'll roll him out right. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
They'll try to run this one in, and he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great effort there. His 5th rushing touchdown now on the year, and the Vikings have taken the lead. Extra point attempt to come here. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. Here's Jones to bring it out of the end zone. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Play action. It's Fields. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Zadarius Smith in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Back to throw. Fields. Under pressure, they got him again. And now that brings up 4th down there, a loss of 6 yards on the sack. The Vikings going to signal for their first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. Here comes the Bears punter now, as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he got that one all wrong. That goes almost directly out of bounds, and this is going to be spotted inside the 25-yard line. On 1st and 10, Cousins. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
From the 21, it's 2nd and 10.
Hey, bring up 48.
Play action. Cousins. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. And it is good. Oh, that one looked to be in trouble the whole way, but it does get over the ball. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation and pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
Cousins on 1st down. He's got a man complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Boy, a pair of big plays here. This one going for 29. So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 as they've got it to the 28-yard line. Flushed out right. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Hands it off out of the gun. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
And they'll send the slot in motion left. To throw his Cousins. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. And his kick is indeed good. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
Oh, the return is Jones from the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Now their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the second half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone.
Fields going to get that out wide to Mooney. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Fields now to throw. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Andrew Booth picks it off. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. And Charles, for this offense, those interception woes they kind of had in the first half have now followed them into the second half. And for this defense, they take advantage, turn that into a pick 6.
And that defense is in a spot now where they're thinking about ways to close this game out. And as confidently as they've been playing, I expect them to do exactly that.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Here's Jones to bring it out of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. A turnover on the last drive. They had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. So now following the sack, Fields and the Bears looking at 3rd down and long. Here's Fields. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield with man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there.
And this returnable for Rager. A very good punt, but a 16-yard return. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10.
At their own 49-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
On 2nd and 11 now. Cousins. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. And this throw will be intercepted. Eddie Jackson picks it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Fields and the Bears now with a 1st and 10 at their own 12-yard line. Play action. Fields going up top. Oh, Fields is intercepted for a 3rd time. Picked off by Byron Murphy. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football. They're still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
And the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
That was nice work there defensively to force incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
Throwing is Cousins. Throw caught there by Osborne. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. Cousins to throw it. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. T.J. Hockenson, a 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Vikings will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. Extra point splits the uprights, and that will bump the lead up to 26. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. The return is Jones from the end zone. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
After the sack on 1st down, Fields. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Andrew Booth picks it off. And the Vikings are going to get the football back as time will run out in this 3rd quarter of play. So it'll be a change of possession on the turnover when we get back. Throwing the interception. Cousins.
Oh, going for Jefferson downfield.
And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit, too.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
The CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the other team to make you change how you do things. They'll continue to throw it around until stopped.
The third down throw incomplete as well.
Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly lend itself to some post-game questions for that coach, and maybe you and I should attend that press conference and see what he has to say, because someone's going to ask him why he continued to push it. My guess, he didn't like how some of the snaps were earlier. He wanted to use that as a chance to clean things up, but he certainly will have some explaining to do.
Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away.
Here's Jones to bring it out of the end zone. And he returns this to the 22.
The Bears take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest.
And now here is another interception.
Picked off by Lewis Seed.
That is now 5 interceptions that he has thrown in this ball game. If I asked you to speculate what's possibly going on in his head, what would you say?
Well, if he's as mentally strong as I believe he is, he understands that not all these picks have been his fault. You know, some of the throws, yes, but there have been a good number of them where he hasn't been helped by his own receivers, and they've turned into interceptions. So he knows if he keeps firing, perhaps good things can happen, not just in this game, but especially in later ones.
Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a 1st and goal.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And finding room to work, he's down to the 2-yard line.
40 yards on the ground for him so far.
That's good hard running right there on 1st and goal. That gets him down to the 2 and puts a lot more pressure on that defense.
Good yardage on 1st down. Now can they punch it in on 2nd and goal? They'll try to run this one in. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. A great play there. With his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year.
And the Vikings are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead. Well, Charles, just impressive in all three phases. Offense, defense, special teams have really done their job. And here the offense doing its part yet again with another score in the fourth quarter.
I know it seems like something we shouldn't do because the scoreboard does tell it all. But let's set it aside for a moment. This game was absolutely memorable with how they played it. Really terrific effort, really well executed. Congratulations to them.
Well, trailing here in the fourth quarter, and that personal foul, that only adds to the hole that they're currently standing in.
Yeah, absolutely a bad job of just losing your cool and letting your anger take over. Mistakes like that, not going to help you at this stage of the game.
After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Fields and the Bears now with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. He'll hand it off to Elliott to begin the drive. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. They held him in check in the first half, but that's his longest carry of the game right there.
So would this be the definition of fresh legs since he didn't get much done in the first half? Now he has a great opportunity. He's taking full advantage of it.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They keep on the ground with Elliott. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. A play fake, now Fields to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
And this offense on 3rd down today, just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. Here's Fields. And he will find the open man. It's DJ Moore. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A big gain of 31 on 3rd down. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the 4th, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
From the 25, here's 2nd and 6. Now Fields. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. So now following the sack, Fields and the Bears looking at 3rd down and long. Now it's Fields. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 14. Able to convert on 3rd and 14. A terrific play call. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. To throw is Fields.
And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot. Now they'll put a receiver in motion left. Just a gain of a yard, but it's going to set him up with a 1st and goal.
It's nice every now and then in this game not to see people overthink it. Just hand it to the old reliable guy. Let him pick up the 1st down.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Fields. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it.
And CD, they just haven't had a whole lot to cheer about here, but it may be cliche, but give them credit for this. They've continued to fight and scratch and claw, and they get the touchdown here in the 4th quarter.
And I'm okay with that cliche, all right? Maybe it'll alleviate the sting a little bit.
Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it.
Let me go ahead and show my age a little bit. I liked it when they would fake it from the 3-yard line, right? When you line up, go ahead and, oh, there's a fake, and he's going to get 2. That's great. But from the 15, the risk-reward, it's just not there.
So risky to get 15 yards on a fake. Well, you see the result right there.
Yeah, I know these young whippersnappers are trying to do different things in this game, but let's go back to old reliable. Kick the ball through the post.
Get off my lawn.
That's darn right.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is in the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, and with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on when you get back to practice in the next couple of days.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Fields. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Cole Kmet.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A good pickup, 17 yards and a Bear 1st down.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
On 1st down, Fields.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
To throw again on 2nd down. Fields. And my goodness, another interception.
Picked by Cameron Bynum. And the Vikings are going to take over here up near the 40. Well, they've got the huge lead now. They have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road and help seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And some room to roam now. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
Bears 13.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Oh, the return is Jones from the end zone. And not a good return here at all as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
And now here's another interception.
Picked off by Jamel Dean. And the Vikings come up with a late turnover. It will really matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over. Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, they're off.